Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Dan the Tutor, on a mission to become the world's greatest tutor. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to solve system of equations using graphs. So first of all, I'm assuming you know how to graph basic equations, specifically in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. I'm assuming you know all this already. Another thing you need to know is if, for instance, I have some function 6x minus 3y equals 12. If you're given this and they're asking you to graph it, we need to first get it in the form y equals mx plus b, because even I can't graph this just by looking at it. So the first thing we would do is subtract 6x from both sides. It doesn't matter if you write the 6x first or second. I like to write it first to keep it in that y equals mx plus b form. And then we just divide everything by -3, like this. And we get y equals positive 2x minus 4, and there. Now I have my slope is 2, and my y-intercept is -4, and I'm ready to solve. And so now the question is, how are we going to solve system of equations using graphs? And the answer is very simple. Wherever the graphs intersect, that's going to be where the solution is. And that's basically it. So now let's look at some problems. For this first one, the equations are x plus y equals 5 and y equals 2x minus 4. We see the second equation is already written in y equals mx plus b form, but the first one's not, but that's okay because we can easily turn it into y equals mx plus b. We just need to subtract the x over. Okay, so now let's graph these one at a time. I'll color code them for us. This first one will be blue. I notice it has a slope of -1 and a y-intercept at 5. So first I like to graph the y-intercept, which is at 5, and then the slope's just -1, and so then we're just going to draw a nice line through all these points like that. Now for the second graph, 2x minus 4. We know the y-intercept is going to be at -4, and then the slope is positive 2. That means up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And again, doing the same thing, drawing a nice line through all of these points, and we're going to get something that looks like that. Finally, we see where the graphs intersect at that point right there, which is 3, 2. There's our solution, which is, by the way, x equals 3 and y equals 2. So obviously it helps if you have graph paper for this. If you don't have graph paper, I mean, you can make your own. But I'm assuming if you get this question from your teacher or on a homework, they're giving you the axes and the grid. Now we have one more we're going to look at today. I'll admit this one's going to be harder, but I want to show you something cool. So the first equation is going to be y equals 5, an easy horizontal line. And the second equation is going to be x squared minus 4x. Oof, how do we do that? Well, obviously it's not in y equals mx plus b, so I'm not even going to try and do that. I guess the first thing I'll do is graph y equals 5, which I know is just a horizontal line with a y-intercept of 5. It's going to look like that. And then if I want to graph this equation, there's a few ways I can do it. For instance, one way is to make a table of values with x and y. Another way is to find the vertex of the parabola using x equals -b over 2a, which if you know how to use that formula, then great. If not, I'll explain it really quickly. When we have y equals x squared minus 4x, we say that a is the invisible 1 in front of the x squared, b is -4 because it's in front of the x, and c, not that it matters, but it would be 0 because it's like an invisible plus 0 at the end. But then the vertex is going to be at -b over 2a, which would be double -4, makes it positive 4, over 2 times 1, and then 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I know the vertex is at 2. And so in the very least, I can put 2 on my number line as the vertex. And then I just want to test some more points, like let's say 3 and 4. And the way we're going to test these is just by plugging 2, 3, and 4 into this function right here. So 2 squared is 4, minus 4 times 2 is 8. 4 minus 8 is -4. And then if you do the same thing for 3 and 4, I'll just tell you, we get -3, and then 4 is 0. And so let me graph that real quick. 2, -4 is down here. 3, -3 is here. and 4, 0 is here. By the way, since we know this is a parabola and it has an axis of symmetry at the vertex, it also means that I know this point here and this point here will be on the graph because it perfectly mirrors. Pretty cool. But we notice that even though I have this parabola, I still don't know where it crosses 5, and that's because I have to plug in one more point. When we plug in positive 5, 5 squared minus 4 times 5 gives us 5 exactly, which means that's going to be the point right here, and again it's mirror opposite on the other side there. And now we have a parabola that goes through, this time, 2 points. And when that happens, it means you have 2 solutions. First solution is -1, 5. Second solution is 5, 5. And both of these would be correct. So I know you're probably not going to see parabolas when it comes to solving system of equations, but this is how you would do it using a graph. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.